Here I am in the McDonald's parking lot to try out the latest software update for the PlayStation Portal, version 3.0.0. The update dropped very late in the evening here on the West Coast, so it was basically a day late in most time zones. But anyways, it's here now, so let's take a look through the new features. The biggest and most anticipated feature is the ability for the portal to connect to Wi-Fi access points that require browser sign-in or extra authentication such as hotels, public spaces, or restaurants. Because oddly enough, that wasn't on this device at launch despite being a remote play only PS5 accessory. People have been hotspotting their phones or bringing portable routers around to use the portal on the go. So I ripped over to McDonald's to try out this new browserless system that they've implemented. It actually worked very well, but it's just such a weird implementation. Sony's being very careful not to create any exploit methods in their software for this device. It looks like it forwards the login information from your phone to the portal somehow, possibly similar to this workaround that some people managed to find, where you would basically use a computer to pretend it has your portal's internal MAC address while logging into the public Wi-Fi and then swapping it back, and the portal would be pre-authenticated by your computer. And oddly enough, the portal actually does have its own internal browser. You can actually see it when they do put out an update and you view the patch notes. It opens a little browser window, but there's no URLs on that page to access or ways to open that browser besides that I've seen. The next feature is in the settings and lets you finally enable a battery percentage on the normal UI of the portal. Previously, the percentage was only available when you were charging the device and it was fully powered off. So it's a very simple, great, and welcome feature. The last feature that they acknowledged was an improved on-screen touchpad, and I'm very happy to report that it is a huge improvement. It no longer requires a weird double tap to activate it, and it has a very distinct indicator when you press it now and a trail that makes it very clear what kind of input or swipe you are doing. Awesome stuff. Now on to the hopes and dreams section. Did they fix the stutter issue? If you're not sure what I'm talking about, supposedly the portal is running its display output at a full 60 FPS when the PS5 actually runs and outputs games at 59.97 FPS. So it actually can cause some stuttering when you're playing on the portal. Apparently it's not fixed. I'm not someone who's been very bothered by this issue, but I stand by anyone who does. We need to keep complaining until Sony fixes this because that's the only way anything will actually happen. I'm thinking I should make a full video on this issue because it is a little bit challenging to show off, and I do see this issue pop up even more than people complaining about the HDR issue, which I'll get into now. That issue basically comes down to the PS5 often sends out an HDR video signal to the portal, even though it's not an OLED display and it's not an HDR compatible display, and it often results in a very blown out image when the screen is showing something really bright. Here's the example I used in my previous video about this issue when I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. When you go to the map screen, it basically appears so bright that it's almost unreadable when you're playing it on the portal. Did they fix the HDR issue that I made an entire video about? No, they did not. Highlights are still blown out as heck, and the Ghost of Tsushima map is still blindingly white as ever. Many folks with these issues were hoping Sony would just subtly patch them out without acknowledgement in the official post because they're not really super obvious issues. Unfortunately, we've improved system software performance and stability does not include these issues once again. Overall, it's a really great update, but there are still some very annoying issues that have been brought up for months and haven't been addressed in quite a few updates now. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And let me know down below what other kind of improvements you'd like to see on the portal in a future update.